This is a Pele Media podcast.
Welcome back to Jurassic Park Minute. Jurassic Park Minute is the fan podcast that chronicles and overanalyzes the classic 1993 film Jurassic Park minute by minute. I'm Kyle.
I'm Brady.
And today we're here to bring you minute number 53 of Jurassic Park. Brady, are you ready for New Year's Eve?
Let's do it. I've never been more ready to get the hell out of a year.
I know,
Ever.
right? Have you thought about some New Year's resolutions for this next year?
You know, I did, but I didn't write them down. And so, yeah.
You're just going to wing it?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
To do some kind of exercises to develop a better memory would definitely be a good one. So writing things down would probably be a good place to start. But no, I did not.
Invest heavy in Post-its. That's what I should have gotten you for Christmas, is just a whole bunch of Post-its everywhere.
Right.
I mean, that actually would be a great gift. It's like twisty ties. I always think like twisty
seriously?
ties, rubber bands, and
Yeah.
Post-its. That's all I need.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
but get some
What about
pretty
you?
good- Probably the same thing. Every year I say I'm going to work out, and I actually do for a few weeks, and I get a little bit more fit every year. So as long as I can keep up for if I could do 6 months of working out, that'd be amazing. So I really want to try to not just do cardio, because usually I do cardio, or I do just the abs or just the arms, and it doesn't work out right. So I'm going to combine all three and actually get to it. So, but yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But I've got some positive feelings about 2017, but of course, coming out of 2016, anything looks positive.
Anything looks positive.
Yeah, it's like, oh, look at this, nuclear blasted wasteland that we live in now. Well, at least it's not 2016.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, but all right. Well, you want to go ahead and get into minute number 53 of Jurassic Park?
Yeah, let's get out of here. Excuse me. Let's get away from 2016 talk.
Yeah. Okay.
Go.
In the previous minute, we saw Ellie and Jerry talk about the dinosaurs eating West Indian lilac. As the minute concluded, we saw Ray and Muldoon convince Hammond that the tour needed to be canceled. At minute number 53, we see Malcolm walk towards a gigantic pile of dino poop. Malcolm takes off his sunglasses and says, "That's one big pile of shit." The camera pulls back further to show Ellie digging through a pile of dino poop. She is wearing gloves up past her elbows. Ellie and Jerry look at the poop. Ellie tells Jerry that there is no trace of lilac berries. Ellie says that it is odd considering the Triceratops is suffering from melatoxicity every 6 weeks. Ellie walks off while talking to herself. Malcolm says to Grant, "She's tenacious." Grant responds, "You have no idea." Malcolm yells to Ellie, "You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything." Grant steps in some dino poop as he walks away and looks at his shoe. At 53:49, we cut to a shot of Dennis Nedry working at his desk. At minute 53:58 seconds, we cut back to Malcolm, Gennaro, and Lex near the Triceratops. Thunder crashes in the background. And thus ends minute number 53 of Jurassic Park. A lot of dino poop in this scene, in this minute. So this is, we were talking yesterday about Spielberg's long camera shots and how he has a lot of information in every scene. This one actually works really well. It begins with a shot of Malcolm. As Malcolm's walking, the camera pulls back to show this gigantic pile of dino poop. Malcolm says this thing. It pulls back even further for a second one, but as the camera pulls out, you see Ellie pulling her arm out of there. So I love the way the motion of this works. It's like Malcolm walks in, stops, show the poop, show the second one, and then Ellie's coming into frame and pulling her arm out at the same time.
And then, of course, how, nonchalant he's being, and then how cavalier she is about doing what she's doing, and then his line.
Well, it's like, it's got to smell. Like, none of them are holding their nose, so, it's like, it was probably just like dirt or something that they piled up and stuck some berries in there. Well, actually no berries, because there weren't any West Indian lilac berries. It's funny because she's got those gloves on, right? So she's elbow deep in the dino poop. But as long as you have those gloves on, your mind's like, oh, I'm not really touching it. It's not gross. But I don't know if you've noticed, as she squats down, a little piece of it gets on her inner thigh, her inner right thigh. And I cannot watch the scene without looking at that and going oh my God.
Have you been watching that or seeing that for 25 years? Or
I think a couple years ago we saw it, and as soon as we got high def, right, and it wasn't pan and scan, you could see the full frame. I noticed that on her leg, and I just can't stop thinking about how disgusting that is.
Yeah.
She doesn't take a shower for the rest of the movie.
That's true.
So I think I remember in The Lost World that at one point the character that Juliet, redheaded lady in Lost World. Julianne Moore, thank you.
Yeah.
In the book, she took a shower and she used dishwashing detergent to wash her hair. And I remember that being a weird thing. But I don't think I remember a part in the book where Ellie takes a shower after having her arm in dino poop. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about something here, and it's been something that's always kind of bothered me, because when I read the book Jurassic Park, I remembered this subplot about the dinosaurs getting sick being a big thing. It's a huge subplot in the book that they take a long time to explain.
Yeah, they do.
And in the movie, it's just kind of glossed over, and I always kind of wondered why they would even include anything about it. Now, looking back on it, doing this analyzation thing that you and I are doing, it's become apparent to me that, well, they got to get an organic way to break Ellie off from the rest of the group, right?
Right.
And then to whittle it down to what ultimately becomes Grant and the two kids by themselves. So the way for them to do that, of course, is who's the plant expert? Well, Ellie is. Well, let's bring in this plant element. But the dinosaurs are not eating the berries. Why is the dinosaur getting sick? There's no resolution to that.
They never go back to that.
Yeah.
That's one of my notes.
So in the book, do you know what happens?
I can't remember.
Okay, so in the book, what was happening is the dinosaurs were, the Triceratops, Stegosaurus in the book, Stegosaurus was eating rocks in order to break up stuff in its stomach. It's something that a lot of animals do. They eat pebbles because their digestive system won't be able to break up food. So they swallow pebbles, the pebbles grind the food down, and then they just vomit or pass the pebbles, right? So the Stegosaurus was doing that with rocks in the book, but the rocks were near the West Indian lilac. So pieces of the West Indian lilac berries were getting onto these rocks.
Okay.
They were swallowing them and getting the melatoxicity and the food poisoning type thing.
Okay, all that makes sense and everything. And because they never go back to it in the movie, why end it with, where's the mysterious sickness coming from every 6 weeks? Like, why
It
this?
definitely
Why,
feels like it's leading into something.
why not just say like, oh, okay, this is the reason. This is the cause. Boom.
Yeah.
Then you've got your resolution.
Here's what I want. I want a shot later of them, when the electricity is going down and Ellie has a robe on. She's walking out of a shower. She's scrubbing her hair down, and she's saying like, "Oh, thank God I took that shower and got all that dino poop off of me. Also, it was rocks." And then they say like, "Oh, would you mind getting in a Jeep with Muldoon?" It's like, "No problem. Here's my clothes right out of the washing machine, so I don't smell like dinosaur poop anymore."
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Kyle can go, "Oh, thank God she doesn't smell like dino poop anymore." But that was something that was cut out. There's actually they did shoot a scene of that, and it wasn't included in the final movie. So a couple of scenes.
I wasn't aware of that. What?
Essential to this movie. We need to explain why the dinosaurs are getting sick, and we also need to explain where the hell Ellie got her damn leaf in the Jeep.
So that was something that was actually shot?
Yeah, it was something that was actually shot.
Wait. Go into this. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so there was a scene that was shot. That's it. There was a scene that was shot. Let me pull up the information real quick. Hang on. Yeah, this was actually explained a couple years ago in 2014. Peter Sciretta, who is the editor-in-chief over at slashfilm.com, was apparently watching Jurassic Park and thinking the same things we were, so he actually wrote up an article on it and found a list of some deleted scenes from the movie. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off of JurassicPark.wiki.com under the deleted scenes. Of course, we have the deleted scene of there's an extended dig scene, there's the leaf grab, there's a couple of other things in the movie but this is the one that bothers me the most because they set it up with so much and then there's no payoff. I guess it really doesn't matter because this movie starts to move very shortly and there's not enough time to think about a lot of stuff. But it was the kind of thing where, we watch this movie 5 times on video every week and you start to wonder like, well, what was going on with that? Because they set it up. They invested so much time into this mystery. So I'm reading from this, from JurassicPark.wiki.com, and this is the scene about the sick Triceratops, and I quote, "This scene was most likely cut due to the pacing of the film, but it would have resolved why the Triceratops was sick. Tim finds rounded stones beside the West Indian lilac, which you can actually see them pick up." Tim's kind of like looking at the stones in that scene. She picks up some berries and was looking at them. It's suggested by Ellie and Dr. Grant that when the Triceratops eats gizzard stones, which is what they call them, it accidentally eats the poisonous berries besides the stones, which does not explain why they wouldn't be in the feces. But anyway, the resolution was present in the novel, although the scene involved a stegosaurus instead. It's also worth noting that the baby Triceratops scene was supposed to take place around this time. So this is a scene with the baby Triceratops too. The scene was also cut at the last minute after Stan Winston Studios produced the model for use. The model was lucky enough to be reused in the Lost World Jurassic Park when Nick and Sarah free the dinosaurs from the hunters. So, I wanted to say something too. Well, we talked a little bit about it previously, but there used to be an attraction in Universal Studios Orlando, Islands of Adventure, based around the Triceratops stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually, all the stuff is still there in the park. They have just moved giant planters in front of the entrance to it. And there is a video out there by our friend Adam the Woo, where he actually jumps and he's an urban explorer. He goes into the park and actually goes into this area where they have the Triceratops and the baby Triceratops and all that stuff still just laying there.
Yeah.
Just kind of like rotting to the weather. So it's kind of crazy. It's like an acre's worth of area in the middle of that park that's just inaccessible to guests.
How that dude gets to where he gets blows my mind.
Yeah. I don't know either, and I don't want to know. I don't want to get on the blacklist. So, but that's pretty much all the notes I have for this minute. What do you have?
Let's see. Oh, well, so the line, "that's one big pile of shit," used to be a send-off or something for the local college radio station here, KLSU. And one of them had "that's one big pile of shit." Yeah.
I did have another note I forgot here.
Okay.
She mentions Melia toxicity, so that it refers to a sickness acquired from eating the fruits of the Melia family of plants. West Indian lilac falls into that Melia family. Fruits from the Melia family are poisonous to humans if eaten in quantity. However, like those of the yew tree, the toxins are not harmful to birds who gorge themselves on the fruit, eventually becoming drunken with the berries. So these birds eat these berries until they get drunk. Like the dinosaurs are getting sick on here. The birds that are able to eat the fruit spread their seeds and their droppings. The toxins are neurotoxins and unidentified resins found in many of the fruits. The fruit symptoms of poisoning appear in a few hours after ingestion and may include loss of appetite, vomiting, pulmonary congestion, cardiac arrest, rigidity, lack of coordination, and general weakness. Death can actually take place after 24 hours of eating these berries. So I say stay away from West Indian lilac. If you have one thing to pull away from the Jurassic Park Minute, don't eat West Indian lilac.
The more you know.
Exactly. We might save some lives. The life you may save may be your own.
That's true.
So, got anything else?
No, that's it for me.
It's a pretty interesting minute. There's a lot, I think, going on there behind the scenes we're able to talk about. But, yeah, that's about it. So, all right, folks. Well, thank you so much. Make sure to come back tomorrow for our big New Year's Eve celebration. Of course, we're going to be counting down to the new year on tomorrow's episode, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. All right, folks. Well, let's get out of here. I'm Kyle.
I'm Brady.
And until next time, hang on to your butts.
Jurassic Park Minute is a fan-supported podcast. If you like the podcast, then leave us a review on iTunes. You can contact us at JurassicParkMinute@gmail.com and visit us online at JurassicParkMinute.com, Facebook.com/Jurassic Park Minute, and Twitter.com/Jurassic Minute. You've been listening to a Pele Media podcast. For premium content and exclusive podcasts, visit us at patreon.com/Pele Media. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Pele Media and follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/Pele Media.